Well, hey, YouTube, welcome back, my friends, once again to Jack's Photo and Tech. Guys, I haven't done a photography video for a while, so this is for all my photo friends out there. And we're going to walk through a couple things today. Obviously, the title gave this away. Every year, I do a comparison between the Photoshop Elements version that I'm currently running, and I like to do a side-by-side comparison to the Photoshop Elements, the new version, whatever just came out. So as you see here, we have the two versions open up the best I could here side by side. I think everything's showing, so I think we should be okay. And I want to just show you on the left here, we have, I'll show you the about screen here, Photoshop Elements 2024. That's the current version I own. I do purchase all these versions. So this is one that I purchased obviously last year. And these are both now currently running on a Mac Mini. It's an M2 Mac Mini, just to let you know what the computer is running these. Okay, then on the right, we now have the new Photoshop Elements 2025 running as a 7-day trial on this computer, just so I can kind of poke around a little bit. And as I poke around these, I like to do this with you viewing this, because I think it's important for you to get the a first look, a comparison, not like just what's new and how it works, more so of, you know, what has been added. Is there any added value to this? And guys, let me say, if you do like this type of video, please hit that subscribe button and give it a big thumbs up. I would appreciate that. So let's go ahead with this side-by-side comparison. Okay. So the first thing I noticed, I always start at the quick menu here. Okay, the quick menu, I had to open some pictures up to get all the menus to work here. So the pictures are really irrelevant. I really don't care about the pictures at this point. I just want us to be able to see everything here and see what's new in here. So we're going to go down on the left here and click on adjustments. Okay, we're going to start poking through these. So as we see here on the left, under quick edit, and on the bottom, we have adjustments. Okay, same with the other version with 2025, quick edit, and we have adjustments. All right, so we have Smart Fix, and we'll just go through these. There's nothing under Smart Fix, okay, on this particular picture. I don't know why, so there's nothing there, but there is under the new 2025. There's a Smart Fix there. Okay. I don't want to close the file, that's for sure. Okay, let's go to exposures. And we'll go to exposures over on the 2025. Here's our exposure menu. All right, they look actually the same. I don't see anything different there. Lighting. Okay, lighting. I think I do maybe know what the difference is. I think this one opened this in Camera Raw. So let me just do this before we do anything else. Let me do a file save as. And yeah, it's a PSD file, so it should be fine. Where the other side's a JPEG file, but I'm sure it opened as PSD also. Let's try to save a copy and see if it changes anything as a JPEG. And we'll do high quality. There we go. It didn't change anything, so that's interesting. All right, let's go to lighting. Okay, under lighting, let's see if the lighting on the left here is the same. And yes, they're relatively the same. I don't see anything difference on there. So we got the same thing there. We got color, balance, sharpen, and sharpen. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, they have not touched anything under the adjustments on the quick edit. I'm sorry, the quick edit. Okay. All right, let's look at some effects. So we're going to go into the effects menu here. We're going to close my color match. I must have been using that recently. And we'll go into effects on 2025. I'll also close that color match there. Okay, we got artistic. Okay, let's see how many. I don't know how many's in there. I'm just kind of looking to see if they left the same stuff in there. And in fact, they moved a couple pictures around, but it is the same group of thumbnails or coloring panels there for artistic. So everything you'd want in there, you know, to create some really interesting, I call these table photos. So we'll close that. Okay, looks like everything stayed the same there. Under classic, let's go to classic over here. Okay, here's some classic. We got smart looks, tint, seasons, sketches, toys. Yeah, everything looks pretty much the same. I don't see where they added anything new. Okay. And the reason we're looking at this too, and the reason I like doing this with you is I'm looking to say, hey, because a lot of you will email me out there. Take a sip of coffee here. Sorry about that. But a lot of you will email me out there and say, hey, Jack, is this worth buying, or is this something that I need to just skip? Because it's okay to skip a version every now and then. You don't have to always buy the new versions. I tend to buy them so I can do new videos on them and process new ways of doing things. But a lot of times you just don't need the stuff in there. Don't buy the new one. Don't buy it just to have the latest, greatest. That's silly. Unless we find something in here that you can't live without, okay? Here's color match. Okay, there's some color matching here. And by all intents and purposes, they all look the same. If you look right across the line here, you'll see, and I'm scrolling all the way to the bottom, and yeah, they're all the same. They're exactly the same, okay? So color matches stay the same. So we see there's nothing that has changed in there, nothing that's new, nothing that's added. So let's go on with quick actions. Now, quick actions, I don't know why I have all these open, but we're going to close these so we can walk through these one at a time and have a look in between the two versions. Okay. All right. Let's get out here to quick actions. And again, I'm going to close all these up. I think it's just a little bit easier for us to take a look and see this stuff and see what's new and what's old and what, how things go. Okay. So we got auto, we got AI, and you had AI edits. And I know I showed these to you from last year's version. This is 2024, and there is AI edits. They're dubbing this to be the best AI Photoshop ever. Everything is AI nowadays. Artificial intelligence, right? It's getting to the point where your creativeness is no more than what the artificial intelligence can figure out. So be creative. All right. We have background here. We got something new over here. Add motion. Okay. Motion. Now, do you need motion in a still photo? It's kind of silly, right? I would think something like that, add motion. If you're going to add motion to a photo, the only way for that to be displayed is going to be on the internet, right? Across the internet. So I don't really feel that it's going to be something, you can't see it. Obviously, if you put this in a frame, you're not going to have any motion, okay? Backgrounds, okay? The backgrounds are there. See if the backgrounds stay pretty much the same. And you guys know I'm kind of a background person. Select background, remove background, black and white background, blur background, and white background. Yeah, so the background tools are the same. Nothing new there. Let's go up under AI edits because we didn't go there, did we? So let's go under AI edits and see if we got more stuff, new stuff in there. Well, the only thing I'm seeing new is the new depth blur. So the depth blur, allows you to take that photograph and do stuff that you would do with a very expensive lens, right? We call that bokeh. So let me see if I have a picture in JPEG format, because I also noticed, once again, Adobe did this. Now, if you're shooting camera raw, at least with my Sony pictures, and I'll show you, I'm not lying to you. Let me show you this. If I go into pictures, because I was in this folder just a little bit ago, let me see here, under main, look, the ARW, those are my raw images, right? They will not open. Okay, so obviously Camera Raw is not like included. It's an add-on program. Now, I'm sure it's free, and once we go through this, I'll do another video right after this. I'll do a follow-up video because I want to get Raw working. So I need Camera Raw. I like shooting in Camera Raw, and we'll do that. But let's go back here. I want to see if I can't find a picture that we can use some bokeh on. Let's see here. I know I have some headshots here. And I can't see these things. I need to get a thumbnail view. Let's look at some icon views here. There we go. Yeah, I don't really have anything behind her. All these are just, my neighbor actually needed some professional headshots. That's what those are. I wanted something where there would be somebody in it. A picture with something in it that I can actually blur out the background. And I don't really know if I have anything in here. Even if I had a picture here, see, those are all Camera Raw. They're not coming up, okay? Not coming up, so I can't do nothing with those. Let's see. I do have a picture maybe of a motorcycle. Let's see if I got one here. Yeah, but I kind of already blurred the background out there. So again, I did that by hand. But if you want to use the depth blur, I mean, you just click on it and it's going to apply the depth blur. All right. And again, this is a pretty powerful computer, guys. This is a M2 MacBook Mini, or not MacBook, Mac Mini. So, all right. So there's your after shot right there. And I don't see anything obvious. Okay. That's the after picture. So, you know, it does an AI image, I guess, on it. But like I said, I already had that background blurred out. So it's not a whole lot we could do with that. So if we do this and we take the focal point, okay, here's the focal point. And we're going to move that focal point down to here on the bike itself. Now, if you watch that background, we could do a full focal range, all right? Or the focal range we can increase, or the blur strength. So the only thing we got right now going on is the motorcycle itself. Let's bring up the blur strength, okay, and see how much we can blur that background out. Yeah, it's not blurring it much more than I did it by hand. All right. So is that something you need, something you want? Maybe. I don't know. It might be something you might like to have. Don't save that. All right. We don't need that. Okay. So that's the only thing new that I see in there, because artifacts removal is there. Add blue sky. I showed that in a previous video. It works really, really well. I do like that AI tool. Smooth skin, be careful with that, because you can turn your people into an actual doll. They look really doll-faced after that. So the only thing new is depth blur. Do you need it? No, you don't need it. Okay. Sorry about that. No reason for depth blur. Okay. Backgrounds, like I said, the backgrounds stayed the same. We just looked at that. Subject. Okay, let's... well, here, let me show you this before I go over this. Okay, again, this is not a video to show you how these tools work. I'll do follow-up videos if I actually even purchase this. But let's do something like we're going to do sparkle overlays. Okay, so we're going to add some sparkle overlays to our image. You can see it's applying it. And in essence, what it's doing, it's making it have a video effect, right? So the only thing I could think you could use this on actually is like social media. This is not something you're going to use on a still picture. It just doesn't make sense. Oh, and it even gives us some music. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. Huh. Okay. How about that? How about some falling leaves? Now, that might be really nice for a picture like this, right? Some falling leaves around the motorcycle. Let's see what that does. There we go. Let's see here. Again, it's taking a lot of processor power. You can see this thing, how long it's taking, okay? So if you have an older computer or a laptop you're using for photo editing, you probably don't want this anyway. Okay, I don't see it doing anything now. Let's see if we hit the play button. There we go. Oh, there's different music. That's called Heaven. How about Afternoon Sun? Oh. Wow, that's lovely. Huh. Well, anyway, there you go. So I don't want to save that either. All right. So anyway, that is the new add motion. Okay, we don't have that in 2024. There's no add motion over here, because why on earth would you need that? Unless you're doing, like I said, if you're doing a lot of social media stuff, maybe it might be something you want to have. Okay, something you want to play around with. Backgrounds, we looked at backgrounds. I think we did. Did we look at backgrounds? Nothing new in there. 5 by 5. They're both 5, so we don't need to have anything in there. Okay. Close this auto fix too. All right. Subject. Subject. Anything new under subject? Let's see. We got 5 by 5. Okay. I'm just counting the number of tools in there. Creative. Anything new under creative? No. And I have a very good friend at school that teaches the full for Photoshop, right? And even with the new AI tools into full Photoshop, the only thing she really, really likes is replacing the sky, because that's something that as photographers we like to do when we have bad skies. for a nice picture. Okay, so that was everything there. There's really nothing new, okay, and exciting. Just said the AI tool that we looked at was Depth Blur, which not a big deal. Add motion, not worth buying, to put motion on your pictures unless you're a social media person. Okay, textures themselves. Let's look at the new textures. Oh, wow. There's a lot of textures. Okay, a lot of new textures. I have a video out I did a while back, probably quite a few years ago now, where I show you how to add your own textures. Remember, Photoshop is about you being creative. It's not about the program doing what you want it to do. You want to make the picture the way you want the picture to look. So I suggest, go on the internet, do some Google searches, and you can always find a lot of different textures to use. Heck, I even take them. If I'm out and I see something exciting, like a brick wall or maybe something, it could even be a mural painted on a building. I shoot pictures of it myself, even with your phone, and I'll bring them back and import those as textures. Okay. So there's a lot more, but is it something you want to spend money on? Probably not. Okay. Let's go to frames. Let's look at frames here. Well, the frames, they didn't do anything. The frames are the same. All right. Exactly the same. Okay. So there you have that. And a quick edit. I don't see anything different. 16 minutes into looking at something that so far we don't need. All right. I'm just being honest with you. Now, if you feel you need those tools, by all means, upgrade to 2025. And you might not want to after I show you the last thing I want to show you. So stick around for that. Guided edit. I do like guided edits. It's a nice way to visually make your photos pleasing. And, once you use a guided edit tool, you know that if you watch enough of my videos, I like to go back into the advanced menu and do some work myself because I want the creative final touches. I don't want to just go with what Adobe thinks it should be. I want to make something of my own. Okay. All right, we're just going to run through these here quickly, and I don't want the video to be too long. I don't want you to get too bored here, but I want to do a good job of showing you around just so you can make the idea that do you want it or not, okay? Okay, we got the add text, brighten contrast, tone, skin tone, crops, levels, lighting, darkening, moving and scale, object removal, resize your photos, rotate and straighten, sharpen, and vignette. Okay, nothing below that. Okay, so there you have it. That's what you have on there. They're exactly the same. All right, let's go to color. So we're going to top here. We click on color and see what's different there. Maybe we got some new color stuff. Well, maybe we don't. Enhance color. The Lomo camera effect. I think that's cool. It's a cool effect. It's a lot of fun to work with. Remove color cast. Same. Saturated film effect. Same. All right. Black and white. How much can you do with black and white, right? You either have contrast or you don't, right? You either have color or you don't. So anyway, black and white color pop. That's fun. I like using that. I used to use that a lot in weddings. I would do the bouquet or something and have everything else around it black and white or monotone, I guess you could say. Monotone? Maybe. I don't know. I think that's what I'm looking for. Black and white selection. Okay, again, that's another one of those kind of tools. High key. High key is pretty cool. It brings out the highlights and it drops the darks. Line drawings. Make some line drawings. Convert your photos to a pencil sketch. And low key for the low light settings. Okay. So yeah, most of those are pretty much the same. I don't see anything different with that. How about fun edits? They probably added a bunch of fun edits because it's AI, right? It's a new AI tool. Well, maybe not. Okay. So we got peek through overlay. And friends, don't get me wrong. I've been teaching Adobe Photoshop since like version 1. Okay. I've been doing this many, 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 many years. So the channel's actually taking a dive at times because I get burnt out making videos because they all tend to be the same. And I don't get enough feedback from you guys saying, hey, how do you do this? Okay. That's what I want you guys to think about. How would I do that? What's the best way to solve this problem on this particular photo? Okay. And send those in to me. Let me know. Tell me in the comments. So we have double over, duotone effect, same. Effects, collage Collage, okay, same. Meme maker, okay, kind of cool if you make memes. Okay, I don't make memes. I read them. I laugh. I think it's funny. Old-fashioned photos, there you go. Out of bounds. Paintery. I think that was a cool one. That was fun to use. Partial sketch, pattern brush. And folks, I don't believe enough of people use the built-in tools in Photoshop Elements. The reason that you're not using the full Photoshop, you're using Photoshop Elements, is because it helps you. Now, with that said, I just told you a little bit ago, right? Not even 5 minutes ago, I said, look, use your own creativeness, but it does help you get started. Once you get the photo started, then go into the advanced tab and say, hey, what did they do, right? What layers did they make? What changes? Can you make changes? And obviously you can, okay? But use this stuff. This stuff is what you're paying for. Let's go to special edits, man. There's got to be a bunch of new stuff in special edits with AI. Well, maybe not. Depth of field. Okay, we had that. So they got that new focal tool, right? And it does the same thing depth of field is doing. That's exactly what it's doing. The same as this does right here. Look, I'm blurring out the background. Okay, blurring the background. Blurring the background. See? So it does the same thing, all right? Extended background is kind of cool where it takes your photo and makes it wider in case you want to buy a bigger frame, I guess. I don't know why, but it does work. Okay. Frame creator. Show you different frames you can put on a photo. That's pretty nice. But look, Orton effect, perfect landscape, perfect pet, perfect portrait. You get a sense of being perfect here. Recompose. Okay, that's been in there forever and ever. Replace background. Just like that background tool with the AI, you could have did it here, and you could still do it here. Okay. Restore old photos. I've used that before, but I'd rather do it by hand, especially if you're doing work for a client. I have done work for clients before, and it's better if you touch it up yourself because it just cleans it up more. I had one client said, "Hey, I want you to take all these pictures of my grandma. They were all black and white, or and they want them colored. So I had to guess colors of jackets and hats, and where this won't do that. This will just restore it by taking out the cracks and everything of the photo that you get sometimes. Scratches and blemishes, kind of the same thing. Cleans the photo up. If you look, there's a couple scratches on there, and it can actually clean that scratch out. See what I mean? So they work. These tools are good. Okay. Text and border overlays. It's the same. There's a border overlay. Okay. Look at that. You could do it yourself in about 3 minutes on the advanced too. So not hard to do. Now this is something new they did. They used to have a thing here called photo merge. Okay. Now they call it combined. Okay. But if you look at combined, there's one less in there than photo merge. Okay. Let's see what they took out. Photo merge compose. Okay. Combined photos. Photo merge compose. Combined photos. Guys, if you're composing it or combining it, it's the same. It's really the same, okay? So you're combining the two photos here. Check it out. They even use the same thumbnail. Check this out. Watch. Yep, same thumbnail. It's the same, okay? So don't get caught up in this AI revolution like, it's AI, I got to buy it. You're okay, right? All right. Photo merge expose. Yeah, they got that. Photo merge group shot. You got that group shot, okay? And photo merge panoramic. Okay. So there's 4 there. There's 6 here. Here's the 2 they took out. They took these away from you. They're charging you more money, but they took these tools away. Photo merge scene cleaner. Okay. It's a good tool. It's very nice because you can clean a scene really easily. Look, the reason is they gave you the AI tool, where you can remove background things like by coloring over it. Get my picture. So I guess they took away the easy tool to make you do it by hand. And photo merge faces. So you take 2 faces, 2 different pictures. You can see one, she's smiling, but her eyes are closed. The other one, her eyes are open, but she's not smiling. You can put this together and make a beautiful picture. It's very easy by taking 2 shots. Boom. Okay. Why they took that away, I really don't know. All right. But they did. Okay. So far, so good. So far, you're thinking, wow, Jack, thanks. I really need to buy this. You're going to go over to Amazon or Adobe, and you're going to click on a buy now, and you're going to get yourself a new copy, right? Now, the people that email me and say, hey, Jack, look, I got version 2014. Should I upgrade? Yes, you should upgrade. Okay. You should not upgrade. Every 3 years, I would start looking at, is there new tools you need? Every year, they can't produce enough new tools in today's market, stuff that's not already there, or ways that we found to do things. And will they save you time? Yes. Do they take away your creativity? Yes. So it's a trade-off. Okay. But hey, time is time. Time is money. Let's go over here and click on advanced. Okay. So advanced, man, there must be a lot of new tools in advanced because, I mean, it's a brand new version. Advanced. Okay. Here's that picture of that motorcycle. We're going to look at the toolbar here. Just go down to the toolbar. And I set these up exactly the same so you can see what's going on here. Okay. And if you go through there, there's the magnifying glass, the move tool. Okay. But they call that the hand tool. They call that the move tool, the rectangular marquee. But look down through these tools. Go back and forth. Enhance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enhance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now there is something new. You're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a new blue dot on that one. There's not a blue dot on that one. This is where they put that tool I just showed you that removes background stuff, right? So if we click on that now it's enhanced by AI. So AI is going to look at the stuff around it and clean it up. So you got the remove tool right here. If you see remove tool J, you got the spot healing tool and the healing brush, which I showed you guys how to use that many times over. So let's just go and just see how good it is. There's a stump back here. I'm going to increase my brush size. I'm just going to go over that stump, okay? You can see there, removing. The AI tool is working. Again, it's taking longer than necessary. Remember, this is an M2 Mac Mini processor. It's a very fast processor. And it took an awful long time to get. Did it work? Yes. Did it take a long time? Yeah. Was it longer than you doing it by hand? Probably not. Okay, it probably is worth it to have that tool. But if you have a slow computer or an old laptop, you know, and you're thinking about using AI tools, think about upgrading your computer. Okay, it's very important. So anyway, I doubt that it'll remove any of these trees. We can try it just to see what happens. Hopefully I don't crash the program here. Let's try to move this big tree and see if it'll fill this background in. All right, let's just say we wanted to remove this tree for some reason right here. Let's see if it'll fix the grass and everything where the, where the bottom of the trunk is of the tree. And we'll see what happens. So going. Removing, thinking. Good time for a sip of coffee. There we go. Okay. So moving, going, gone. Okay. There's the tree gone. Now, did it do a nice job? Yeah, it did a nice job. Look, you can't even see where that tree was. So it cleaned it up. It made it really usable. So is it a bad tool? No. Is it a needed tool? Probably not. Okay. But if you buy the version, it's there. It's going to help you. Okay. Let's go back over here and go back to these. The draw tool, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 objects. The draw tool, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 8. Modify tool, 1, 2, 3, 4. Modify tool, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your color palette. Okay. There you go. What more can I tell you? I don't really know what else I can say. Shut that down there, that zoom off. So, but that's the program in a nutshell. So there was like 4 new tools dubbed AI, okay, that you may need, you may not need. If you're running 2024, even at this point, guys, to be honest, quite honest with you, if you're running version 2023 Photoshop Elements, you're fine. Stick with it. It's okay. You're going to be fine, especially if you have a workflow, right? You know how things go. You have a workflow. And I'm going to show you here some future videos coming up, more of our workflow and what we can do together. All right. Now, I told you at the end of this video, I'm going to give you the bad news. Here's the bad news. And I think this is absolutely, well, it's Adobe, man. It's what they're doing. Their model now is, take, right? Still. Okay. Now, what did I mean by that? I'm saying, hey, here's what I mean by that. Let me see. Where to buy. Okay. Where to buy. Photoshop Elements 2025. Now, you can still, if you use photos, if you do video editing, You can use Premiere Edits. Me personally, I do not. I use down here. It's called DaVinci Resolve, and it's free, and it works absolutely flawlessly. I've been using it for several years now for my YouTube videos, and I really, really like it. Adobe, being the very Adobe-ish ways that they are finding out that sometimes you may have version 2014. You might have been using it now since 2014, or maybe you have 2019, or you have 2020. You've been using it for 4 years. That means Adobe's getting no more money from you, right? You buy a perpetual license, so you could use it as long as you wish on that computer you install it on, and it will never expire, and it will be absolutely fine. Look what they did now, guys. They screwed Photoshop Elements up. They screwed you. It's now a 3 years license term. So now you are renting the software, okay? Not before that you didn't actually own it, but it was a perpetual license. So the license lasted you for as long as you wish to use that. Can't do it anymore. Now, every 3 years, you have to upgrade because your program will quit working. It will no longer function. As far as I'm reading on this website, you now get it for 3 years. The reason they're doing that is Adobe's poor, right? They're running out of money. They don't have enough money, and they don't know how to make more money and make better products. So they're going to just screw the pooch and just take our money from us. So in that terminology, and I told you guys, I buy the new version every year. I'm really, really, really scratching my head on this one to see if I need to buy this. I still have a lot of video content I can create with 2024 that I have not created yet, stuff I have in my head to make for you guys and for us to do projects together. So I don't know, man. You buy this thing for 3 years. So it's actually like $23.33 basically per year you're leasing it for. Now, why they don't just make it $69.99 and you get a new version every year? I mean, that's what Adobe is, right? That's what Photoshop does now. And so I don't know, but I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I mean, every company's doing this. They're finding ways to screw the consumer over as much as possible, as humanly possible, and make it so you start looking for other products. And guys and girls, there's a lot of great photo editors online out there now that's doing a lot of stuff and a lot better AI tools built into those. So, I'm not saying I don't love Photoshop Elements. I still love it. I still use it. I really enjoy using it. And, I have a lot of good workflows for using Photoshop Elements, so I hate to quit. But man, oh man, are they making it really, really difficult by doing this? I mean, even if you're getting the, Photoshop Elements and Premiere, look, it's a 3-year license term now. So they're finding ways. They're trying to find ways to lose customers. And I think, this is actually, if people read this, but the problem is, guys, that's why I'm bringing this to your attention. People don't dig in. People don't, $60 from Amazon. Great. Well, now it's only good for 3 years. So in 3 years time, you're either upgrade or you just won't have Photoshop Elements anymore. So there you go. All right. Again, I hope you've enjoyed this type of video. I do these, like I said, every year with the new version coming out. I always want to compare them to see what's new and see if it's worth it. For me, like I said, I buy them because I use it and I do videos on them. But I really got to sit down and talk to myself about this one to see if that's really going to happen. For you, again, if you have version 2014, try to still get a copy of 2024. That would be my suggestion. If you could find Photoshop Elements 2024, I would buy it now because they're going to get you stuck in a long-term leasing agreement with Photoshop and with Adobe. And if you don't want to do that, buy a copy of 2024 now because it is a perpetual license where you can use it for as long as you wish. And guys and girls, I've had this, these versions moved from one computer to another because they say you can install it on one computer at a time. They used to allow you to do 2. I don't think they allow you to do that anymore. I used to always have it on a Mac and on Windows. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you like this kind of content, guys and girls out there, give it a big old thumbs up, man. I would so much appreciate that. And click on the subscribe button. Sometimes the videos can go longer, but you know me from the past that I try to be as thorough as possible with my edits. I don't want to just start clicking buttons. You go, what did he do? What did he do? So anyway, Thank you so much for watching this episode of Jack's Photo and Tech. And yes, there is going to be photo videos. And yes, there's going to be tech videos. And yes, there may even be some video editing photos or video editing. Maybe I'll do some video editing stuff. There's a lot of good stuff on YouTube though, of DaVinci Resolve, just for, my viewers out there, people that like this channel. And maybe I could walk you through some of the stuff in the ways that I teach it. All right. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will talk to you next time. This is Jack from Jack's Photo and Tech. Remember, until next time, folks, keep those shutters clicking. Keep the editors editing. I'll see you back here very, very soon. And if I don't, just to date this video when it's coming out here, which would be today, Merry Christmas to you if you celebrate the holidays, or Happy Holidays. And hopefully I'll have another video out before I say Happy New Year's. All right. Take care, everybody, and I'll talk to you next time. So long. See you then. Bye for now.